Hey, check this out. So a couple months ago, I put a few strips of Eternabond here on this piece of plexiglass as a little experiment. I wanted to see how good it was going to stick here, but also because it's on plexiglass, I could look at the other side and I could really see how well it was kind of bonding. And you can really see that by just kind of taking a close-up look at this, and you can see how real smooth it is on the other side. And that sticky material really creates a nice waterproof seal for whatever you attach it to. Looks kind of like a snail inside an aquarium. But you know, I've used Eternabond on a lot of different things, sealing up seams on my roof, even using it to secure and hold down flexible solar panels and antenna mounts and things like that. Comes in a lot of different sizes, a 4-inch, a 2-inch, also comes in 3 and I think 1. Even comes in double sticky variety here, and I've actually found more and more uses for this lately. But you know, as the name implies, Eternabond, it's supposed to seal up and create that bond for eternity, I guess. But what if you don't want that bond to be so eternal, and you want to remove the Eternabond for whatever reason? So that's what I want to talk about in today's video. I'm going to show you the best way I've found to remove Eternabond, you know, when that honeymoon is over and you just want this stuff gone. For your standard piece of Eternabond tape, there are 2 parts to it. I'm going to tear the plastic off of the back. Comes right off. See that? Ooh. So there's the outer white part, and then the other side is the super sticky gooey part, which actually creates that watertight seal. So when we're going to remove Eternabond tape, it's really going to be a 2-step process. Now the first step is to remove that outer layer on that Eternabond. Now under normal conditions, it's pretty hard to just peel that off, but Eternabond tends to soften up a little under extreme heat. So what I like to do is just use my wife's blow dryer and put it on a high setting and use that to heat up the tape. Once it's nice and warm, you can just grab the corner of the tape and then slowly peel it away. Now as you peel it away, you want to use a little utility knife to just kind of start cutting away the little cheesy gooey parts as you peel the tape away, and you'll notice it'll just come right up. Now at this point, if you're just going to reapply some more tape, well, you can just reapply some new Eternabond tape on top of that, and that gray sticky material will rebond to the old material, and it'll create a nice waterproof seal again. So there's no need to remove the sticky stuff if you're just going to reapply some new Eternabond tape. Now if you do want to completely remove all that sticky gooey material once that outer layer is gone, what I suggest is that you use a plastic little scraper like this. It's going to really depend upon the surface material that you have that Eternabond stuck to. If it's a fairly smooth surface, then you can use a plastic scraper like this, and while the Eternabond is still fairly warm, you can scrape away most of that gooey material with a scraper. If it becomes a little bit difficult to come up, I would just suggest using that hairdryer again to warm it back up, and you'll soften up the gooey stuff, and you'll be able to remove more of it. The goal here is to remove as much of the gooey stuff as possible before we go to the last step to just completely clean up that area. Now once you've removed the majority of all of that sticky stuff with your scraper, the final step is to just remove that final layer of residue and stickiness from your surface. Now you're going to need some chemicals to help you out with this to get the best result. Now I've tried a lot of different things from acetone to mineral spirits, even gasoline and turpentine. And what I found works the best is actually gasoline. You know, it cuts through that stuff real fast, and it evaporates, and you can clean it all up really nice. But if you don't want to use gasoline, you want to use something a little less toxic, turpentine works pretty well also. So just put some on a rag and get it nice and wet, and you should be able to just wipe off the majority of that residue with the turpentine. If it's a fairly smooth surface, you can use these techniques that I showed you. But if it's a little bit bumpy or tactile, obviously it's going to take a little bit longer because the scraper is probably not going to work as well as it would on a smooth surface. Now I've gone ahead and created some playlists here that include projects that I've used Eternabond tape on, so if you're interested in that, please go check that out. And I've also dropped a couple of links in the description of the video for where you can pick up some Eternabond tape. I always keep a roll on hand in the RV, and it's really saved me a couple times, even once when I've had to use it to patch a little bit of a fuel leak that I noticed when I was filling up gas one time, and got me through the trip until I was able to replace the hose. But I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, and don't forget to, yeah.